All right, hello guys. This is the Compassion Tarot Challenge 2021 by Sadhana, um, Integrative Healing with Sadhana. And this is a challenge that she got inspired by from Jen Science of Soul Tarot and Transformation. She did a gratitude challenge, and now Sadhana was inspired, and intuitively, I feel she got this feeling of doing this challenge inspired. So I wanted to hop on this. Um I still need to record my last day for the gratitude challenge. So Jen, if you're watching, I'm sorry, but I will get to that. Um, yeah. So this is my day one for the compassion challenge, and I want to first talk about the deck that I'll be using for this challenge. And Sadhana was talking about working with a deck that triggers her or that was difficult for her. And so I picked the Primordial Tarot. If you guys don't know this deck, go ahead and look it up. Also, Sadhana has her own walkthrough and deep dive study. It's one of her series called the Hangman decks. So it's a really great analysis and study of this deck. So go ahead and check that out if you guys are more interested in the deck. But this deck is definitely a deck that could definitely be triggering, to say the least. And to support that statement is the first card I drew, which is the Eight of Blood. Yeah. And so, guys, this deck does not follow the traditional RWS system. Uh, it does its own thing, and this deck invokes very primitive, raw emotion and energy. And I feel that this card is inviting me to be compassionate. Now, when I drew this card, the first thing I got was to be compassionate for animals that are killed. And it made me reflect on the fact that I have stopped eating meat, specifically beef. And you guys can see there is a bowl here. I stopped eating meat quite a while ago. Um, I don't know if it was 2011 or 2012, but it's been quite a long journey, and yeah, it just took me to that place of compassion I had for animals that are mistreated, and there's a lot of empathy that goes into it too, and I definitely felt my heart chakra when I was watching a lot of the PETA videos. And I know this is kind of a controversial or uh, triggering discussion, but I just want to let you guys know that that was like the first thing that came to my mind and also my heart. And compassion, as Sarna says, is really felt in the heart space, and I definitely agree with that. So that was the first place that this card took me to. Um, and the second thing that this also took me to is this sense of, um, honoring our food, which is really interesting. If you guys can see in the picture, this is the hunter who hunted this bull. And even though we might not kill, per se, the food we eat, I feel this sense of reminder to be compassionate only for animals, but also the plants, the grains, all the living things that we consume so that we can be nourished and be fulfilled, and carry on and survive, essentially. And so that's where the gratitude for me comes in, and also the compassion. Uh, and so it's very heartfelt, I feel, because I will admit that I don't think about that on a daily basis every time I'm eating. Where is this coming from? All the hands that have picked this, you know? I mean, it's not just gratitude or compassion for the living thing we're consuming, but also the people that have put in the effort and the work in, right? It's something that's such a daily activity for us, which is eating, but we don't think of where it's coming from in its full cycle and process that it takes for it to get to our plate, right? So yeah, I just that's where this card led me to. But for those of you who are curious on what the guidebook says, I'm gonna go ahead and read you guys um, what Barbara Moore, the writer for the guidebook, what she put in. Okay, so she says, let me try to hold this up. She says, "This is the spirit of blood. As hunters gain experience, they learn to access prey to determine whether or not it can be safely taken. Even with careful consideration, sometimes need causes us to take larger risks than normal. Sometimes the prey has strength that you couldn't see. Here we have a hunter who faced a buffalo who had more determination to live than he bargained for. It took longer, more skill, more hunters to successfully complete this hunt. While there is no joy in taking a life, there can be satisfaction and pride in overcoming a worthy adversary, so he cries out in satisfaction and victory." And guys, sorry for the dark bark. And she says the divinatory meaning is a hard battle, unforeseen challenges, and ultimate victory. So it's kind of not on the same page as what I was talking about, but that's okay. I feel, for me, I'm using this deck a lot based on just the imagery and the emotions and energy I'm getting off of it. So so yeah, that was her Barbara's interpretation of this card. And yeah, I feel definitely this connection with this card brought me this connection with the food we eat and the animals and just the whole process of how it takes to come to our plate. So this card is definitely a reminder for me to be more mindful, more compassionate, and express more gratitude and honor for the food I eat and the people who have brought it to me and so forth. So let me go ahead, guys, and draw my day 2 card. All right, so this one flew out and I got the 9 of Nature. And isn't that so funny? I just was talking about food and the people who have worked hard to get it, and we have this man with a scythe ready for harvesting the grains. That is very interesting. And it makes sense to me also, now that I'm thinking about it, that I would mention food, because that is such an integral part of, I feel like, this deck, this need of survival, right, which is food, essentially. Historically, not historically, ancestrally, you know, our primitive ancestors, they would migrate based on food, based on the migration of buffaloes, and they would basically, that would be their lifestyle and livelihood is based on that. So yeah, that makes complete sense why I would get that. So, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and reflect on this card and do a video for this on my day 2 compassion challenge. All right. So, thank you guys so much for being here and doing this with me. And yeah. So, take care, guys, and I send you guys much love and light and compassion. And thank you guys so much. All right.